ask you a personal question because I know you grew up Catholic, grew up in the Catholic Church. You come to our church now, Metro Church.
Yep.
What caused the shift there? Because was it a huge jump for you, or was it not really a huge jump for you to leave the Catholic Church and go into Metro Church? We don't say we're a Protestant church; we're more of a Christian church. Was that a huge leap for you, or was it not? And why did you decide to leave the Catholic Church?
Right. No, it wasn't a big leap for me because I was going from Jesus to Jesus. Really, I wasn't. I was Muslim or atheist and then Jesus. So it was a smooth transition. If anything, more a struggle of just the formalities of the Catholic Church, and you have to kneel, you got to stand, you wait online for communion, things like that. But those are just formalities in my mind, and so it wasn't a large jump or hard jump for me segue for me.
Mm-hmm.
So no.
Okay, all right, great. Rick, if someone came up to you and said, tell me, what do you think about the Pope? How would you respond?
If he was running for president, I'd vote for him. I like him better than the other candidates.
Yes.
He's a good man in many ways. I like him better than our president on issues of the war and things like that. But yeah, I think first of all, he's a great thinker. This individual, Pope Benedict, he's a theologian. He's brilliant. He seems to be humble. He's not abusing his power as far as I can see from my distant angle. He says a lot of things which I like. Just reading for this program, a lot of his quotes I resonate with. He talks about having friendship with God. He talks about resisting the moral relativism of our culture, resisting consumerism. There's a lot of his message that I don't disagree with. We don't have a pope, and he's not my pope, but there's a lot of respect for the man. I would say that.
Yeah. So, why is it though, when he comes to town, like when he came to New York City a few weeks ago, he took this town by storm. Yankee Stadium was sold out everywhere he went. I remember there was a member of the New York Giants where the Pope kissed his baby, infant baby. I don't know, I forget who it was, but he came on camera and he was just saying I can't believe he kissed my child. It was as if Jesus kissed my child. Mm-hmm. Why all the attention? Why is he commanding this kind of attention, no matter where he goes? Eugene?
Yeah, I think historically, because of the office of the Pope, it's really the highest position in the world because we've learned that he's infallible. So, but I think more importantly than that now, because most people, particularly Protestants and many Christians don't really make that a big issue. But I think because there's something to the Pope that, in a way, even with all the Christians in the world, we all kind of want to see someone that we'd be inspired by, or look up to in a sense. And I think that him being bigger than the biggest superstar, in America I think it's actually exciting to know that, because in a way it's saying that Christianity is important to people, that Jesus Christ is important to people, and this is a person that has devoted his life to Christ. So,
Anthony, you have any light to shed? You grew up in a Catholic church, in a Catholic home. I know your mother is very Catholic. Why was she excited that the Pope came to New York City, and why do you think just America and anywhere he goes, he demands that kind of attention?
My mother was excited. He demands that kind of attention because we give him that kind of attention. And I think it's a good thing, but I think we as humans, we want to be able to touch and see Jesus Christ, so we make him almost the second coming almost. He's the right-hand man of Jesus, so this is why he's like, oh wow, all inspiring, and we yearn for that, so we make someone that, and that's how he gets that attention, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing, but it is what it is, and so.
Wow.
Can I even put a bit of a negative twist on it, is that it's unfortunate that people will go to such lengths to actually get an audience or get close to this one man. As people would say, some quotes I read in the paper, the closest I'll ever get to God on earth is to be within a close proximity to this man. And yet the message of the Bible is that we can know personal faith in God. The Spirit of God can come and live in us as we put our faith and trust, our hope in Jesus Christ. We can experience His presence, and so I would suggest go and spend time in prayer. Turn off the television for an hour. Just spend time talking to God. You'll get closer to God than you will trying to get into the presence of a good man. I mean, I don't want to say he's he's not the Antichrist, but we have this opportunity that we're passing up, and we're striving to be in the presence of an individual.
Well, we'll hold it off for 1 second. I got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Pope again. But is he a man or is he God? So stay with us.
There's no better way to start the week than to come into His presence and dedicate the rest of the week to Him.
I like the children's church downstairs because we learn a lot of new things and we have a lot of cool teachers.
We believe that church is a place that enables a person to be healthy in life, where we get to know other Christians who share our struggles and have similar concerns that we have.
And then you come together as believers, so that only enhances and pretty much strengthens your walk with the Lord. Like, you need to fellowship with other believers because that's how you grow.
You could do anything here because it's just free and you can learn about God.
You can't do it on your own, and you can't say, I'm just going to read the Bible and I'm going to stay home. Like, you need to be in fellowship.
Welcome back to Faith and Reason. We're talking today about the Pope. Is he man or is he God? And we were talking a little bit about why he commands so much attention. And Eugene, I stopped you, but I want to give you just a brief moment just to kind of talk about, kind of piggyback on what Rick said.
Yeah, Rick's statement, I think, in a way, helps us to highlight the reality that people are superstitious in a sense, because what happens is, rather than engaging in your own faith in your own deep personal fashion through your own prayers, and it's easier to just have touched the Pope's cloak and say, "Wow, I've been blessed from that," or being in his presence.
Absolutely.
So by giving the Pope that kind of spiritual power, it's in a way it says something about our culture and the way we are spiritually, that we prefer more superstitious rituals versus actual engagement of the stuff that Jesus Christ has called us towards, carrying the cross and living out our Christian disciplines and things of that sort. So it's easier to have actually gone to another country and drank some water that we say was blessed by the Virgin Mary or something, and then say that was a blessing, versus having been blessed from the water of Christ in your own home.
It's a bit more concrete, right,
Yeah.
than abstract. Sometimes faith and spirituality can be very abstract, and I think people want to see something more concrete and tangible. Well, Anthony, let me throw it out to you. Is the Pope a man, or is he more than just a man? Is he God?
Well, I mean, we all know he's not God, but we act like he is, right? We were just saying touching the cloth and all that stuff. But he's a man, And even when I hear myself say he's a man, I'm like, yeah, he is a man. He's just like us. He sins every day like we sin. He has his faults like we have. But we lose sight of that, I think, a lot of times. And I have a problem with that. But again, that's not the Pope's fault. It's our fault for putting that on him, that he's better than us somehow. But he's not, and he is a human, and he's a sinner. And that's it.
Interesting. How about you, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, I think, he's a good man, as we've said. There's a lot of good things, a lot of virtues that he does have, and yet to equate him with God, and really, I mean, I don't know if you're going to get this, but the fundamental issue is, are his proclamations the proclamations of God? Three of us are pastors. Every Sunday we get up and we preach a sermon, but they're our words. They're not. I mean, we use Scripture, and God uses the mechanism of preaching to communicate truth, but it's not authoritative in the full sense. It's not inspired by God, and there are many who would say that what he says is the words of God, and so that's kind of getting into where there are problems, and as a critic pointed out this side, he said, here the Pope has made statements about Jews and Muslims that have offended, and then he's backtracked a little bit. Is that the words of an infallible Pope, that you say something and say, oops, I shouldn't have said that? I mean, it almost goes against the argument. And I give him credit as a politician to step away from maybe alienating some other leaders, but as if he's God, he's supposed to be perfect, and we have a problem with that.